Bukayo Saka and Cole, this is what we need tonight, you know. Well, it's the day in the game we've all been waiting for. People, Deluded, I'm back again. We've got Arsenal, Real Madrid. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, even when we've had Premier League games, and we're here now. We've come a long way as a football club in recent years, man. Like, we're playing Real Madrid. We're welcoming Real Madrid into our home, the 15-time winners of this competition, you know, football heritage, the pinnacle of club football, all of that kind of stuff. But what I would say is we have to be respectful, but you have to go out there and try, man. If we're going, if what is led to, if what people expect is going to happen in that we lose, get battered and all that, we should be fearless, man. Equip yourself. This is first world problems. Odegaard, remember they sold you, you know. So it's going to be a difficult game. On the topic of Real Madrid, let me know your thoughts, people. And don't forget to smash the like button. Unfortunately, I won't be doing a watch along. Technically, I will. Join me on TalkSport. Or at 11:15 p.m., we'll react to the game and any other talking points. Can't imagine anything happens. That's not going to be Arsenal, Real Madrid, unless Gyokeres is announced or something of that ilk, man. I see it as a good game, and it's a welcome distraction from the disappointing Premier League run. You don't need to get up for games like this. The fans are going to be rocking. There's going to be moments where we're pushing and making it difficult for Real Madrid. Equally, there's going to be nail biters. It's interesting from a tactical point of view. You know, there's several little tweaks. You know, Jude Bellingham on the left, potentially Valverde right back, the individual quality and the transitions and all of that. But I think it's a psychological game. You've got to, as difficult as it is, you've got to play the game and not necessarily the occasion. We know it's Real Madrid. We know it's the Champions League. We know it's the quarterfinals. But it's just another game of football. And what's the worst that can happen? You lose. Nobody died. We have to go again. I'm interested to see Real Madrid's left / Bukayo Saka, well, Arsenal and Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side, if I'm honest with you, because I think Jude Bellingham will play and operate off that little left half space and help out defensively. Saka and Martinelli are going to have to help going backwards. It's going to be an interesting game, and I don't want to say it's where we see our true level, but it is, you know, in the most respectful way. Obviously, Real Madrid are struggling in terms of form. They didn't have the best game against Valencia, so you got, you know, it's not necessarily the best Real Madrid form and the best Real Madrid side, but also you could caveat that with saying because of their struggles in La Liga, they and against Valencia, they might want to take their evident frustration out on Arsenal Football Club, really and truly. So we're gonna have to do what we need to do. What I would say is you wouldn't let anybody come into your backyard and disrespect you, would you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. So don't let that be the case today. Take it over our dead bodies. If they win, they win, but don't let it be because we're crumbling. For Mikel Arteta and Carlo Ancelotti, obviously Carlo's been there, done it, wore the t-shirt. Respectfully to Arsenal Football Club and also respectfully to Real Madrid. Beyond the obvious, it's just another game for them, you know, because they've played Pep Guardiola's City and this team and that team and the third. It's just another game in the Champions League quarterfinals. For us collectively as a squad in line of the last few years, this is the biggest game that most of these players as a unit have played for Arsenal Football Club. And where you look at Bukayo Saka and actually the manager and a couple of individuals, this is the biggest game you've played in your career. And some of you might not get this opportunity either at Arsenal or elsewhere. This might be the biggest game you've ever played. Make sure you have no regrets, you know. Make sure you play like that. For Mikel Arteta, again, you're having a learning curve. I'm not trying to do all that apprentice coach and all of that. It's the reality. First time playing Bayern Munich under the context is last season. First time playing Real Madrid this season. And what I would say is I do think some Arsenal fans are getting into that trap of what they did last year of it's not the best Real Madrid side. Man said that about Bayern Munich, but it's still them and there. And the ability to turn it on. So we're going to have to see, man. We're going to have to see if, and again, you wish it was, you know, you wish just for us against Real Madrid, the quarterfinals was a one game. We obviously win. We're through to the next round. If you do dump out Real Madrid and the Bernabeu's a completely different test in itself, you would start to dream in it. And also at the same time, we've got to remember Real Madrid are going for trouble, you know. They might not be the front runners for the Liga, but they're still in there. I think they're in the Copa del Rey final. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Obviously, for Arsenal, we hope we dent their treble hopes because we want to win the Champions League. We've never done it. They've done it 15 times over. But You could say both teams have never won the Champions League. It's the new competition. The old thing doesn't matter anymore. There's more teams and a different structure in the group stages. Yes, I am shameless, but Saka, let's do this, man. I need you to score today, man. You did it against Bayern Munich. You've been injured. You seemed a bit pissed off as well. Respectful, but pissed off when the pressers were asking you about Vinicius and Mbappe. Not even that they were asking you about them. It's like, when they try and ask these footballers, smash the like button, certain things, to try and put them in a trap, like, do you think you're better than Vinicius and Mbappe? Now, for obvious reasons, if you're Bukayo Saka, you don't want to get into that. You're not, but you don't want to get into that, people. You look at our chances of winning the Champions League, statistically, we've 12%. But then again, you look at someone like Tom Brady, who's Hall of Famer in his sport. He was rated when he was a young G. As someone who's underrated on YouTube, when they're underrated, they don't see you coming. Come on, boys, but it's dark, man. Barcelona are the favourites. Probably about fair. Barcelona's 25%. PSG's 23%. Real Madrid's 22%. Should be a bit higher. They rate Real Madrid's chances below PSG's? I'm not sure. Really and truly. Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich 16%. Bit low for Bayern Munich, I reckon. And then, if they win, obviously, company, IC3 manager and that, and we've got 12%. But it is what it is, man. And boy, how nice would it be? Could you imagine? We sneak we win, we sneak a little game against Bayern Munich. We reach the final against Barcelona. The sins of 06 are addressed. Not even sins. It's not even our sins. We are 13 minutes away from this trophy, man. Like, I still remember that. That was my first experience, of bittersweetness, because for me, it was a romantic journey. I can still remember it fresh in my mind. No one gave us a chance throughout that whole Champions League run. The penalty save against Villarreal, rocking up at the Bernabeu with a makeshift team, obviously taking the lead, Sol Campbell in Paris in 2006. And then we saw how left it went after that, 13 minutes from time. So the dream is free. The hustle was sold separately. It's a game where there's going to be moments to box smart. We're going to have chances to land blows, but we're also going to have to bob and weave. We're going to be under the cosh. Yes, the fans, again, you don't need to get up for this game. Mikel Arteta, the players, the fans, everybody's down for the cause. But once we get through that excitement, first 10, 15 minutes, there's mad lights going on, Champions League anthem, all of that, and we're down to business. How do we react? Now, we need to be defensively solid. Realistically, you're not going to keep a clean sheet. I hope I'm wrong. But you're probably not going to keep a clean sheet against Real Madrid. So how do we react? In a nice way, if we go 2 goals up and we concede 1, how do we react? If we take I'm jumping ahead a bit, but if we take a 2-0 lead going over to the Bernabeu, it's 2-1 in the first 10 minutes and you're in the lines then, how do we react? As much as it's about tactics and, what is Mikel Arteta going to do? Is it going to be like for like, Kivior for Gabriel Magalhaes? Or is he going to do that thing where there's one issue and we kind of create several sub-issues? I don't know, people, but it's a good test. It is a very good test, and we're going to have to be cute and clever with what we do across all aspects of this game, man. Again, I think Arteta will take inspiration from 06, and he kind of said that, but I'm with his kind of thinking in that it's irrelevant, bro. It's too far away. Yeah, you can say makeshift defense and whatnot, but these lot were hardened. And on top of that, bro, you had Thierry, and these are significant experienced players, bro, with the exception of a teenage Fabregas, who's a unicorn of a player, much like Wanyeri and Saka, but generational talent. Bro, come on, man. We deserve Arsenal. We deserve this. The footballing gods never rain on my football club. Come on, man. I deserve Champions League. I deserve to see my club win the Champions League. I've seen Chelsea do it twice. I've seen Liverpool lose in a final 3-0, somehow turn it around. I've seen United do it twice. And when United won, it was jammy. It was jammy in Moscow, which I'm happy they beat Chelsea, of course. It was jammy in 1999. We don't get that luck. It's about time, man. It's about damn time. But, boy, you never know the parallels beyond the obvious different times. But you look at our lineup, you look at them. Bravo, Carlos, Segundo, I forgot there, man. Casillas, Gravison. He's rich now, by the way. He's a footballer, so he's going to be rich. Guti, Zidane, Raul. Boy, it was crazy, man. That's when football was actually good. And again, if you get the result now, you can't dream. And you know what? Yeah, I'd be so excited if we got through against Real Madrid. Even me, I do this logical thing. I have balance and all of that. But even me, my head would be in the stars. I'd think, you know what? We could do it. It might just do it. But you'd have to calm down, because you've still got some big dogs in this tournament, man. Obviously, Real Madrid are going to, quote-unquote, be one of the... Bro, you got Real Madrid, you got Paris Saint-Germain under Luis Enrique, looking a bit better as a team. Dortmund went to the final last year. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Real Madrid are the current holders. Barcelona heritage in this trophy. Hansi Flick's got them playing well. Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, no introduction, man. Champions League ain't for everyone. Pigs will fly before you, man, win champs. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off, mate. Go away, man. I don't want to verse Barca. At this point, bro, I know you support Dortmund, but, bro, I don't want to play Real Madrid. But at the end of the day, people can laugh at us. We get smoked. We ain't won the champs, etc. If you wanted, this is what we wanted. What we want is to win Prems and win champs. And I would say jumping a bit forward, getting into scenarios like against Real Madrid, where it's not really that, obviously it's Real Madrid, but it's not really that excited, really, that we're playing them. It's kind of what we're meant to be here kind of thing. Like if Liverpool playing Real Madrid, or I don't know, City were playing Real Madrid in recent years, it's not really, or even some of the teams still in the competition, it's not really that, it's exciting, but it's not really that exciting. It's like, wow. Like I just said, I think for the manager and the players, undoubtedly, this is the biggest game you lot will play collectively as a squad. I know Jorginho, this one, that one, they've either won champs or played in serious games before. And I'm not gonna lie, no matter what you have to say, yeah, and it's not relevant, but these are the games you need Kai Havertz. I'll be real, you need Gabriel Jesus. I promise you, Gabriel Jesus left back at the Bernabeu would have banged. It sounds mad, but to some of you, trust me, you saw Pep do it. These are the things we need to do. But yeah, you couldn't help but dream. But it would be our luck to mash up Real Madrid and then, yeah, semi-finals. But then if you go to the semis, you handle your bottle, you control what you need to control. You're excited because you beat Real Madrid. You're putting all the eggs in the Champions League basket. You get through the semi-finals. Then you're in the final where you need to relax. But all the hard work, yeah. But I would say they want the players to relish it, because at the end of the day, this was the ambition, was it not? To be in the champs, to compete against these kind of teams. You go back to the beginning of 2022-23, how that played out. And then obviously as a byproduct of the disappointment in the league, but we were back in the champs. Last year, we wanted to do what we could. We wanted to play against Bayern Munich. We got one more year's experience. Let me see that reflected today. Now again, it's really like, we're like year 7s, they're like year 11s, but can we be that year 7 that didn't run? He got rushed, he got beaten up, the older kids pumped him up, blood and whatnot, but he didn't run. I need to see a battled performance today, man. And boy, how Arsenal can hurt Real Madrid at set pieces. I mean, set pieces, because we're not necessarily statistically the best defensively from set pieces. I mean, Real Madrid have chinks in their armor. They're human just like us. They've shown me that they can press. They've shown me that they can press aggressively and high up the field. They've shown me they can wait and show you wait to press in certain zones. Carlo has shown me you can play. You haven't really done it, but Valverde right back, Jude Bellingham in kind of like a half centre mid, half left wing role. There's little tweaks. Carlo Ancelotti said when they played City, they looked at Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's lineup. So these teams are going to be very well matched. I just think it's a psychological thing. And if it's a psychological battle, like, respectfully to my club, this is another day at the office for Real Madrid. This is the biggest game in some man's career, our season. This is another day at the office, really and truly, man. Change the title of this show to Arsenal Hope MC. Marcel, fuck off, man. I'd play Jesus up front tonight if he could. You need the experience. Pep did it and made Jesus cry and ask to leave. Bro, you can cry and ask to leave, bro. Do your thing. We'll talk about the kit later. I can't lie, man. Big up yourself. But I don't, at this moment in time, no one don't care about no new Arsenal shirt for next season with what's going on. I thought Liverpool would beat Fulham. Shit happens. But ultimately, it's pray for Real Madrid. I can't co-sign that, but come on. DG gassing himself for disappointment. You really are bloody deluded. And Marcel, you happy now, mate? You know, they say, you know what? Fuck rival fans, yeah? Because, yeah, I understand the game's the game. You can laugh at us if we lose, blah, blah, blah. But what do you want us not to do? I can only speak for myself. I haven't once said we're going to win. Real Madrid are scary, but might as well have a go in it. I ain't really got statistical proof to say why I think we can do this thing, because I don't necessarily believe that. But I want us to go out there and bloody well try and make it difficult. If you leave that pitch, there's no shame in losing to Real Madrid. It's how you lose. Don't crumble. And at the very minimum, go into the second leg with something, quote unquote, to play for. Don't let it be kind of what it's been in the league, like with Everton. Like, yeah, there's plenty of talking points. We could have won the game, VAR, all this kind of crap, but we're just fulfilling fixtures. I don't want that. It's the hope that kills. But yeah, they're talking about height difference, bypassing blockers. I hear all of that, man. All of the statistic stuff from a statistical point of view, tactical point of view. Real Madrid are not invincible, but they've got the judge. And I think for all the tactics and all the talking points, it's a psychological game. It's 9 different 10-minute games across 2 legs. There's going to be, it's going to kind of be how it was against, but it wouldn't surprise me if it kind of mimics Bayern Munich across these 2 legs. And if I'm honest, for my team, in Europe is away from home is where I'm going to see it. Like if you lot win 2-3-0, which is again bordering on hopium, to be fair to Marcel, it's the away legs. Bayern Munich, there were things we could have done better at the Emirates, but ultimately we were good there. Away from home, stage fright. We turned it around last season against Porto, penalty shootout, and people are on to David Raya about pens. It was great. But look at our performance at their place versus us. This is where we're going to have to get better. And even the ones that aren't I'm not going to lie, Thomas Partey, Jorginho, these kind of ones, the more experience, it sounds mad. Jesus, Zinchenko, Kai Havertz, you lot that have played in certain scenarios like this, you need to be gassing your teammates, man. It's going to be crazy. We know they do the 4-4-2. Again, I'm not, you lot know me, I love tactics, but I don't think it's one of those kind of games. Carlo Ancelotti said, knowledge and experience mean you're not afraid to play these games. And I think he's bang on the money. I think he's bang on the money because Real Madrid and their players, whether they've done it at Real Madrid or prior to Real Madrid, their players have been there, done it, played in high pressure environments for club and country. Rudiger, Bellingham, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, people. And I think he's bang on the money. Set pieces are both an advantage and cause for concern for Arsenal. The English team have scored 15 times from set pieces, but have conceded 42% of their goals from set pieces. Rudiger and Tchouaméni, who are very effective in the air, will have a big role to play in the tie. There's chinks in our armor because last season we were great defensively. Year before that, we were great in an attacking sense. We're quite, it's been a season of regression, stagnation, whatever you want to say. Courtois said Arsenal set pieces. We worked on it yesterday. We know how to try to defend against it. The set piece thing, it ain't going to... I'd have more faith in it if Magalhaes was there. The first thing is not to give away too many corners. It's a matter of focus and energy. Boy, players who will miss the second leg if they're booked tomorrow. Vinicius, Modric, Endrick. Endrick getting games like that to even be one of them. Rudiger, Camavinga, Vasquez. And what scares me is, because we ain't got many players to pick from, people. Martinelli, Declan Rice, and Juri and Timber. Oh, it would be our luck to at least miss 2 of the 3 in it. But at the same time, you might have to make some tactical fouls. This is a game of psychological warfare and street smartness. And for my players, because one thing away from the tactical stuff and the ability, these men are shithouses. Vinicius is going to ask every question of the ref. He's going to roll around on the floor, and the game is the game. What I would say, can we do the same? This is where you want Ben White. Can we do the same? Every tackle Rudiger hits you with, exaggeration. Everything Vinicius does, exaggerate. Luis Vasquez, probably going to play right back today, if not Valverde. Ask yourself questions. And do you think they're not going to do that with Declan Rice? You think they're not going to do that with Timber? It's probably a formality Timber gets booked today because it's going to be one of them games. All of us have to put a shift defensively, but Timber's got his work cut out against Vinicius. You have to win the war, lose a couple battles. I know football's gonna be crazy with social media in that if someone like Vinicius skips past Timber, oh my god, he got ripped, he got destroyed, bro. What do you expect? That's like laughing at a boxer for having to eat a punch. But the game's the game and all of those kind of things. So yeah, Camavinga's cold. Declan Rice. I need to see a Declan Rice tackle, a Saka goal. Martin Odegaard, because listen, Martin Odegaard deserves a lot of criticism, but people talk about him like he's a dog of a footballer. Turn up today, Capitano, please. It's your old team as well. This is going to be their starting lineup again. Don't want to read too much into that because at the end of the day, we don't know anything. And if I was Carlo Ancelotti and I was cool with some of the journalists, I might put a bit of fake information out. I might tell a bit of a white lie and then bang, certain men that you think are not going to start are going to start. But Courtois, Vasquez, Asensio, Rudiger, Alaba, Rodrigo, Valverde, Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, and Mbappe and Vinicius. Imagine having them and they in your team. Nacho Monreal said, for me, Mendy is the best left back in the world in a team where everyone attacks. They need him at his best. There isn't someone who offers what he does defensively. I mean, they've got a range of talent. We're planning to do a light show and do all of that. Atmosphere, great. Finally, one of the games worth the money, a game that Arsenal actually putting in Cat A that's worth Cat A. But once this is all done and it's just on the pitch, it's just them and God, so can do what we need to do. And if we were to find some sort of confidence, not saying I necessarily believe in it, but Arsenal in the Champions League at the Emirates since the start of last season, we won 4-0 against PSV, 2-0 against Sevilla, 6-0 against Lens. Remember the Lens performance away from home. Beat Porto 4-2 on pens. Remember the Porto away performance. Remember this is a 2-legged tie. Drew 2-2 with Bayern Munich. Remember Bayern Munich away. Beat PSG. Probably one of our highlights of the season in terms of isolated to that 90 minutes when I thought, you know what? we've been good, if that makes sense. Shakhtar 1-0, Monaco 3-0, Zagreb 3-0, PSV 2-2. That was a bit of a, we done what we needed to do away from home. 2 stupid goals, I feel. But yeah, don't let them come into your backyard and disrespect you, man. If they're gonna rob the house, at least stand up. At least stand up to be counted, man. Don't just let them take stuff. Carlo on Odegaard, the talent he has now is what he had at 16. He had the character and courage to leave. He's now one of the best players in Europe. You think, you see, Carlo, probably lying a bit, but one of the best players in Europe. That is Carlo Ancelotti, who's done it all over. But Joe Blogs on the net wants to say Odegaard's crap. I'm only saying this because it suits my agenda. Odegaard, you're 26. You're getting paid 200 grand a week. You're playing your former team. You're the poster boy of this rebuild kind of thing. You're the Capitano. Your form's been on the floor. The world is onto you. Don't crumble, bro. Stand up to be counted. I need warriors. I need warriors. Sunday has been a very tough day for Real Madrid. Valencia's defeat has been the most painful for Ancelotti's players, so they might take that pain out on us. The squad was deeply shaken. They knew they'd missed a big opportunity to get closer to winning La Liga, and they still can't understand how they didn't win the game. Now, if that was Arsenal, I would say take it out on whoever we're playing next. Who are Real Madrid playing next? If you don't know, you don't know. Courtois said, I don't think we played badly against Valencia. We missed a penalty and then conceded. Then they made it 2-1 in the final minute. From the inside, we feel like we're doing well, but the results aren't going our way. The team knows what it has to do, but the most important thing is results. So they're not down in tools. Both teams are going to have to do the togetherness thing. Carlo said, we will fight for every single time to the end. We are Real Madrid, which is expected. How you lot feel about Kivio? Kivio, I believe in you, you know. I believe in you, man. Is it too early for a bit of brandy? It can't be, man. It's got to be 9 p.m. somewhere. I believe in you, Kivio, man. I believe in you. I believe you've got unique qualities that no one in this team has. When he's been playing with Saliba, 1 second, people, I actually need to start believing this. Come on, Kivio. F it, man. Let's just Spartan today. Saliba and Kivio, they ain't lost a game together. Oh, Kivio against Madrid, fam. It's the transitions and the spaces. That's the only thing I'm not even shook when we have the ball, you know. I'm not even sure. It's when we lose that, and if it's one of them games we're all over Real Madrid. Because if I'm Real Madrid, logically speaking, they're more experienced than us. It's another day at the office for them. They know this is the biggest game in Arsenal's calendar. They know they're the big dogs. They know the pressure. They know the fans and everything. You're going to, obviously, they're going to want to start on the front foot if they can score. But you're going to sit there, let Arsenal have the ball, might have 1-2 chances. Courtois does a madness. The fans is starting to think it's cool. You're going to box smart. You're going to bob and weave and tie down the opposition and lead them into a false sense of security. Transitions. Declan Rice is playing as an 8. He's going to try and nick the ball high up the field. He's going to be slightly higher. The third man runs from Jude Bellingham. I don't know if Uncle Partey can catch up. Timber and Lewis Skelly, they're Spartans, but they're human. I need a leader in that defense. We ain't got no Gabriel Magalhaes. Saliba, in that regards, I'm going to need you to step up. And you, listen, Saliba, we all gassed up the loan spell you had where you made that tackle against Mbappe. Bro, if Saliba makes a mad tackle, Declan Rice makes a mad tackle, Saka scores, you know how Arsenal fans are. Kivio, come on, man. Show our... You know what? Kivio's better than Magalhaes. Kivio, if you're watching this, you're better than Magalhaes. I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe you haven't been given a fair opportunity, and you're going to show it today. And if Mikel Arteta doesn't see today how good you are, then one of the big Italian teams will. Come on, Kivio, man. I'm starting to believe this. I can't lie to you. Arsenal have got to win this first leg. Winning by 1 is the bare minimum. They have to win by at least 2. Real Madrid aren't playing well, but they always turn up in the Champions League. This is the worry for Arsenal. Paul Merson, bang on the money, as typically is the case, man. Bro, get the Emirates rocking, bro. I don't even think you need to do any of that, man. At Real Madrid, they don't understand why Ancelotti has not used Valverde as right back more times this season. Real Madrid, sign me. I've been talking about it. Sign me, man. Let me be part of the coaching stuff. And fucking hell, look at their players at our stadium. There's too much smiling, man. Like, this, it's been scary, mate. Like, they say act like I've been here before. I forgot what it felt like. We ain't got a strong pedigree in you. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, the mafia boss and Carlo Ancelotti, Kylian and Mbappe, do you like the stadium? You like the stadium? Where's Henry? Get Henry there. Like, a couple of you don't. It's Camavinga, Bellingham, and Mbappe. Trust me, stay in North London. This is scary, bro. This is scary. Who worries me the most? This is Nacho Monreal from Madrid. If Vinny does not have a good game, Mbappe could have one. If Rodrigo, who's probably, I'd say, the most underrated attacker they've got, doesn't do well, Bellingham or Brahim can. The game against Sociedad was decided by Rudiger and Tchouaméni. The whole team must be focused. So there's different protagonists. So Saka mentally refreshed and ready to write own story for Arsenal against Madrid. He's only missed 4 of 135 Premier League games since early May 2021. Fuck it, and you deserve it, man. Where's the big up Saka? What has he said as well? It was really tough initially to find out the extent of my injury, that I was going to have surgery, but once it was done and it was successful, I was just focused on coming back stronger and had a lot of time. I can't lie, one of the best moments was being at the Fulham game, man, just because of, like, I knew Saka had the streets, but yeah, bro, like, you've got this, like, you've got the streets, like, even after the game, like, obviously, and I will bring out that Fulham footage. I just want to get the talk sport out of the way, because I think I can add all of this into a deluded thoughts as I'm turning 30 this year. This year, of course, but on Sunday, pardon me, reflective time. Obviously, the past 5 years, I've been playing game after game, so it was the first proper break that I've had, and it was really good for me. I got to do a lot of things that I don't really normally do. I can give you many examples, but you'll get bored. It's really nice to be back, and I feel refreshed mentally. Hey, Saka, shout me. We'll talk about this on this channel. Don't give them poshies, them kind of things there. So yeah, man. What else has he said? Yeah, so we know this already. He said he's pretty relaxed about signing a new deal. Apparently, he speaks to Henry and gets advice. Careful, there's some probably Gen Z Arsenal fans that think Henry don't like the club and whatnot. Yes, of course, his moment was his moment. Obviously, here we want to write our own story, but something like that would be nice. I want to win, and I want to win wearing this badge. Berta, pattern up in the summer. I got faith in you, Berta. Saka needs everything. We need certified players. As great as Saka is, I'm tired of living or dying by this guy. This guy has literally bust his hamstring for the cause, and there's many other players. Stop messing around. Next season, just pattern up. So I think it's pretty clear. The fans know how much I love them. You saw when I came on Tuesday, I think they love me back. Don't ever say think we love you. Certain man love Saka more than their youths. Certain man have not seen their little daughter and son, but they watch Saka every week. Don't say I think they love me. You know we love you. You're probably the biggest shirt seller. I'll never get a player's name on the back of my shirt ever again. I've got 2 players in my whole lifetime, and they both left. Thierry Henry cried my eyes out. Thought I would never love a footballer like that again. And I used to tell myself I'm never going to get a name on the back of my shirt, never going to get a name on the back of my shirt. And then there was a certain Chilean winger who signed for us. I got the number 7. How did that work out? I ain't even got that shirt. I think my ex had it. She didn't run it back. Teeth bare of my clothes, fucking bitch. But anyways, hey, language. Anywho, staying on. I think they love me, so it's a good relationship, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm just focused on winning. Sign the contract, big man. Sign the contract. That's exactly what we need. To create that, you have to go through hurdles. And we've been through one to reach the quarterfinals for the first time in a long time. And now we've done it twice in a row. Now we want much more, and we are capable of doing it, very capable of building it. Building those experiences is something necessary. That's why I said that we have to build our own story, because as you said, there is a massive gap there for so many years where nothing has happened in this football club in relation to European competitions. Saka, Arsenal fans, young and old, we're not serious in Europe, but that needs to change one day by God's grace. And we need to change that, and we need to change that quickly. It's an inspiration for sure, because that generation, what they achieved is what we want to achieve. It's very different. 20 years is a long time in football, very different context, but the history is there. Unfortunately, it's too far to be very relative to the situation that we're in. These are Arteta's points, but there are things to take from there and be inspired for sure. We're going to put all the ingredients, everything that is in our hands to play the game that we want and to take the game in the direction that we want. I hear that, but have we got the best ingredients? I don't know, man. Oi, DG, you're a man that appears to keep his feet firmly on the ground. Let's manage our expectations. The odds feel stacked. I'm with you. The odds are stacked, but I'm not asking Arsenal to do anything that I don't ask anyone in my life. You know, there's every reason for me not to think, for example, 70k subs. This isn't a proper career. All of them things. But you consider all of that. You think about the one reason it works, and you keep going. And at the end of the day, yeah, Real Madrid's scary, all of this kind of stuff. But fuck it now, innit? We're here now, innit? Yeah, how far does the pussy old thing go? Might as well try it. Might as well try. You might as well try. Give a good account of yourself. Make it difficult. Big up Real Madrid. Let's see how we know how good Real Madrid are at. But if Modric plays one of them outside the foot passes, he takes out 10 players. If Mbappe does what he did in the World Cup he won, if Vinicius does something great, if Bellingham does something great, you can hold your hands up and say, yo, it's cool. But let it be because of that. Don't let it be because, oh, I'm scared, I've lost the ball, or I'm not following runners and I'm just shook. If you're scared, go to church. If you're scared, ask Arteta, don't come to the stadium. Go out there and try, innit? See, they bleed just like us. They're human. As great as they're human. Try, man. Just try. Because I think at Arsenal, there's too much of a pussy old thing at times. You must get battered. I'll tell you that for free. Hello, Madrid. Look at you. After they took your key player, you're still twerking for them. Crazy. 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 Last time we played Madrid, my legend stood up to be counted. Your legend was there crying and faking shoulder injuries. Marcel, tranquillo. If we win the champs, I want to see you be insufferable like those plebs over in West London. Tonight is the game where we need to finish our chances. But who though? The man said, why am I nervous and I have no affiliation to Arsenal? Ace, you love us really. You love us really. Come to the good side, man. Amarin's not the guy for you lot. DG, if we accomplish the impossible, then I'll be crying for joy. I wouldn't cry, but any tears should be reserved for when we control the big ears. But then what are they going to say? What are they going to say? If we have no right to be talking about if we win this competition. But if we win it, what are they going to say? Oh, you won the new competition, though. We was all winning it when it was group stages. Just like with Liverpool. Oh, you won the league during COVID. Now they're running the Liverpool agenda like, oh, the league is dead. We're going to win, DG. Made a bet with my colleague. Might make 400 tonight. Oh, damn. By God's grace. I reckon we could hold a clean sheet at the Emirates, so we better make sure we win by at least a 2-goal margin. It's the Bernabeu I'm proper worried about. They're defo bagging at least one clean sheet today. We might have to pay off Real Madrid, man. Might have to pay off Real Madrid. Wish I was at the Emirates. My first game was a penalty loss to United. Dang. Yeah, you don't go to the Emirates. It's good that you're not going. You're not going. It's actually mad for a lot of the new gen. This will be the first competitive game we've ever played against Madrid live. I don't even have a conscious memory of seeing the 2006 game live. Dang. Now, come on, DG Nation. Can't do this without you. Go get past it. Come on. Just casually dropping TalkSport like it's minor. It is, bro. What have I ain't accomplished nothing. I appreciate them, but what am I like? I appreciate it, but it ain't nine. Work rate has to be unmatched. 300 Spartans today for sure. Chase gold. We need to chase gold today. Big up DG. Day off today. Cab in service. So eating and watching YouTube. Did go gym early though. Big up Inner Circle. You got your gym session in. You got your day off. Bit disappointed though, man, because your cab's in service. You would have made some peas today if you ran around North London. And I would have. It sounds bad, man. But obviously, the tourists bump up the prices. Ask for a tip. That's the least we can ask for Madrid. Madrid, if you come and beat us, at least make sure you're spending money in the pubs, not in the stadium, but in the pubs and the locals. And I'm not a fan of half and half scarves. Like, to my future son, if you ever ask me for a half and half scarf, yeah, it's long. But make sure you're buying all of that stuff. Marine, go Marcel, fuck off, man. Like, go away, bro. My G, are you going there tonight? No, TalkSport settings. I'll TalkSport settings. But then again, the game will be done at like 9:45, 10, depending on added on time. I think I set the evening stream for 11:15. I wonder if there's time for me to get on that train from, where is it? London Bridge to North London, be around my Arsenal fans if we win, and get back, probably dream chasing. Our players must believe in themselves. If they want to beat Madrid, it's because they're beatable. If the individuals take care of themselves, everything else happens, man. DG get Bellerin on your back, you're going mad. Bunda odds, it's a football match. DG getting carried away, man. Let him do his thing. He got a bottle of rain next to him ready. Marcel, you're a nasty individual, you know. Respect the galley, man. But my ex wasn't the nicest. No, she was. She was. DG, do you get a better cut on YouTube or Twitch, or rather get the P's direct? What are you speaking about in reference to? Because Twitch has its benefits, YouTube has its benefits. I'd say if any of you ever, like, again, not that I'm asking you for donations or anything, but if you the super chats, listen, I'm appreciative of you lot being here, but just in general, it's probably better to do it via PayPal, because YouTube gonna take their cut, man. There's a reason Scousers are the least. Oh gosh. Hey. Carlo asked about Arsenal heritage. They all started laughing. Less said that. One more drink and DG will see Kivio scoring the winner against Madrid. Football's a funny old game, you know. Football's a funny old game in that we're all shook about Kivio. He probably starts bossing it. I'm shook because Kivio, you don't believe in yourself, bro. Like, and I'm not even trying to make this about Kivio. Like, I'll be so honest with you. In the ideal world, in the ideal world, we could be silly. We'd have certain players, but I think you need Kai Havertz. I think you need Gabriel Jesus. I think you need Gabriel Magalhaes. I think you need a fit Benjamin White. I think you like guys that are on this, It's dark, man. It could get dark, but we have to try. Jack, take a day off, mate. Take a day off, man. 5 o'clock somewhere, man. If he puts Kivio centre back, I won't be too shook. I would, because you got to remember, anyone that's played Sunday League football, you can smell it, bro. You can smell when someone's a pussycat. You can smell it. You can smell if Kivio or anyone, if they're shook, you can smell it. And how does Kivio react? If you get ripped once, are you going to feel sorry for yourself? Are you going to cry? Or are you going to get back to it? What I would say to Kivio is no one rates you anyways. Unfortunately, the only people that rate you are the manager, your mother, your girl, and the Arsenal fans that are going to do the positive thing. Like, I'm trying to do that. Like, we got faith in you, but no one rates you. That's why I want you to be fearless. What's the worst they can say about you, Kivio, that they haven't said already? You're not good enough. Why did they buy you? Yada, yada, yada. If you know that's the case, be fearless, man. I need to see that starting lineup. Big up Rashid. I think we all do, man. Midfield and attack peak. Defense are locked in. Saka and Martinelli is causing troubles. Martinelli's doing something today. Martinelli's having a good game today. Big game player. Big game player. Telling you now, Odegaard is going to be 100% invisible. They'll shut him out. Less than that. He's turning up today. Rattle Vinicius hard. You know he has a tempo of all respect. Get him to throw in a few silly shoves and let him get chatty to the ref. Make sure he's in the crowd for the second leg. The injuries are not an excuse. They're a signal that we didn't build a squad of sufficient quality, depth, and numbers. A mirror, in fact, showing how crap the management is really dying. But these times are crazy. Allow me, man. DG, you know deep down in your heart of hearts you ain't winning. I hear it. Got to gas up his fan base. I'm not gassing up anyone. Bro, I'm shook. DJ, I just want to say congratulations to you. I was an early participation in your journey in the Bellerin days. Your example of grind paying off. Darryl Square, appreciate that. I don't know about that, but I appreciate it, my guy. I really do. Liverpool fans, they always make it about themselves, mate. Like, Liverpool have no relevance today. Are they still in the competition? We are for at least 108 minutes, plus I did on time. They always make it about themselves. They fucking won a title with Onslaught and all of that. And nobody, like, they're making it about themselves. You got people like Marcel. We have to win by 4-0, bro. 1 second. Is it in my pocket? Or is it down there? Just searching for the goals. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Show no fear. And Pussy down the road, do it every match. Rush these man like they're OUPs. DG wearing a white vest for Madrid. Come on. Come on. Come on. You lot are silly, man. Timber, right back, White, centre back. But even that, you've got to be realistically, yeah. It's lonely at the top, to be fair. Cheers, Arsenal. If it's lonely, bro, go talk to Frank and leave us alone, kids. I wish I had replied to them. Fuck you lot, man. Anyways, it's dark, man. But yeah, as I was saying, it's very naive. Because even if White starts, he ain't got 90 minutes in him. So you're going to see Kivio. You're going to see him. Like, this is where I said at the start, Arteta, you're going to have to be proactive. There's none of this, I've planned for Real Madrid that we're playing today. I've been planning for this. Everything, because that has been the theme. We plan for something. We play quite well, and everything's kind of going what we accounted for. But when there's a spanner in the works, which is going to happen in these 2 legs, where do we go from that? Black Air Force is on for Madrid. That's the mindset we have to take. It's Black Air Forces versus white creased Air Forces today. Real Madrid have never beat Arsenal before. No excuse if you look tonight. You're Foxy, you're a nasty individual. Nasty, nasty, nasty. No excuse. Man, we're playing Real Madrid and man are saying no excuses. Even relegation battlers, Valencia beat them, get the job done. Nasty. I'm not even going to reply. You know you're doing the agenda thing. Today is the day we turn up at the carpet, full throttle from the get-go, get behind the team and be deluded 3-1 Arsenal. I don't know about them full throttle from the start to the end. Like I said, I think it's a bit of a psychological game, but yeah, man, pressure is on Madrid. Well, the pressure is always going to be on Madrid. They're fucking Madrid, innit? But the pressure's not on us. They're talking about a treble. We ain't won this competition. And even if we win 2-0, they're going to sit there. Bro, they have to go back to us. And the saddest thing is, as much as I'm waffling about Vinicius, Mbappe, this one, that one, it probably isn't them man that's going to score. Diaz and that. Timber is a better centre back. I hope Arteta knows this. Yeah, obviously a White centre. If it was up to me, Saliba, White, I would actually play Titini because I think it's a day for experience. But in Lewis Skelly, we trust. I big him up. I like him. But I would go Lewis Skelly, Ben White, Gabriel. I wish Gabriel. Ben White, Saliba. Sorry, Saliba, go and play left centre back for me, please. Talk to Lewis Skelly. White, you're there with Timber. Obviously, Rise in goal or something severely wrong if that's not the case. Midfield, though, man. Like, is the Rice 8 thing what we're going to do today, right? It's obviously Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. It's obviously Bukayo Saka for me, Martinelli. You're probably going to have to play Mikel Merino through the middle because you need him to drop in midfield and even up the scores in that regards. And to be fair, Merino, you look like you're settled now. You're a bit confident. Run out there and do your thing. Oh, Marcel and the Liverpool fans in the chat, they're always here. They're only chatting because you lot are replying, man. You're moving mad. Yeah, that's a techie one then. Rama, Killy, Talk Sport, you know, work rate is unmatched last couple of years series. Can't stop, man. Can't stop, but I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Big up Aaron Talks Arsenal. Big up yourself, man. And a safe journey to anyone going over there as well, man. Certain man subbed off Nunes to win a knockout game and watched him miss the pen. That's if we win one Champions League, it's gonna be crazy. But even look at the conditions we're going in, man. Skelly in the 8. I don't know why your comment's not coming up. Man said Bad Man Berta. What a name. I don't know why it's not coming up. But I'll read out your comment nonetheless, man. Skelly in the 8, Zinni in the 10, Rice DM. We're not going to do none of that today, though. And I'm not saying it's a wrong approach. But if we haven't seen that prior, are you really going to see Arteta risk it today? Our back four, Timber, Saliba, White, Lewis Skelly. And this is where I need Arteta because Lewis Skelly defensively needs to improve a bit. He looked a bit knackered against Fulham. That's one thing that pees me off with Arteta. Sometimes I don't think you're proactive in the moments you need to be. You think about the Anfield game many years ago where, unpopular opinions, Zinchenko for the vast majority of that game played well. But then there was a moment we could all see, Zinchenko, you're getting pressured. You need to get out of there. You need to get out of there. Man, are bringing on Tini when the damage is already done. Anyone sitting in block 5, shout, man. We're making noise tonight. We need you lot to. Apparently, if you get there for the first hour, the stadium's open. It's buy one, get one free for the beers. So, yeah, get them in, man. Get them in. DG don't want to watch this game, but we must. Why wouldn't you want to watch this? Real Madrid will be chill as long as they don't lose by 3+. Any other result, they fully expect to go through next week. Unfortunately, in a circle, I wish I could disagree with you. But you've been around long enough to know. Odegaard and Merino to rotate between advanced 8 and false 9 positions. The pressure ain't on Madrid, maybe to their own fans, but to any rival, you know they're hitting us with the same agendas. They ran against Bayern, but this ain't the strongest Madrid side. It is what it is, man. Foxy's nasty in the video. Even Foxy, you're getting infected by the Marcel stuff. I can always tell when you lot are typing agendas. Big up yourself, kids, man. But if we win, make sure you're here at 11:15. Let's give me a day out, man. Like Inter Milan away. AC Milan away, Barcelona at the Emirates, Bayern Munich at the Emirates. I wouldn't say the same, but the draw. Just give us a little memorable game, man. If you're not gonna be serious and do what I want you to, yeah, man. Big up yourself, Dane. Big up DG. Hope we've been practicing on our defending and set. We need to be practicing every fucking thing, mate. Apparently, Man United want to sign Matheus Cunha, who has a 62.5 million release clause and will become active this summer. Don't get too excited, Man United fans, because, well, you could, because Ben Jacobs, I don't know how credible he is. Man United appeals to Cunha. A lack of Champions League football would not count against them to the Brazilian. So you don't know. Hansi Flick has given Barcelona the green light to restart negotiations with Nico Williams, in which we've heard a lot of stuff about meeting his agent, new contract, same with Gyokeres and so on and so forth. Pep Guardiola is keen to bring Morgan Rogers back to Manchester City, and they're willing to pay Aston Villa 42.5 million. 42.5 million for Morgan Rogers. Where if you're a decent player and you play well for 6, regardless of who you are, like especially if you're young, if you play well for 6 months, it's 100 million, or that's the asking price. I don't know if I believe that, but for 42.5 million quid, Berta, that's the 8 you're looking for, Arteta. Put Rice back in the 6 or do something else. Get that done. I think that's nonsense, personally. Jamie Gittins has asked Dortmund board to be sold this summer. The club would be ready to sell the player if a suitable offer comes in, and they've moved away from requesting 100 million. 50-60, talk to me. 100, you're smoking. Eddie Howe is a big fan of Aaron Ramsdale and is considering triggering the 25 million release clause to sign the Southampton goalkeeper. We must have a little percentage in there for this. But it's easy to link Newcastle with Ramsdale. They've clearly been looking for a goalie. On the topic of goalies, Arsenal are willing to pay the 17 million buyout clause of Garcia after interested clubs in Serie A and the Bundesliga are in the 23-year-old Espanyol keeper. Every week there's a new team linked with you. We'll have to watch that one closely. I don't buy this, but Newcastle have made direct contact with the agent of Moise Kean about a summer move, with the 25-year-old striker also interested Arsenal, Spurs, AC Milan, Napoli, and Barcelona. A lot of whispering going on. Arsenal are hoping to sign one of Salford City's brightest youngsters on a free transfer, with the Gunners tracking the progress of Will Wright. Can't say I've watched the 16-year-old people, but apparently Leicester City, Arsenal, and Birmingham City are interested in the 6'2" centre forward. He's out of contract. He could be snapped up on the free. 16, play for our academy. If you progress all the way to the first team, that's great. If you progress to the point where you're good, but you're not going to make it here and you can make us some money, keep it moving. You'd imagine if, again, I've never watched him, but Gary Neville, like Salford City, Man United, if he is quite decent, you ain't tried to get him into Man United's academy. I don't know, people, but apparently he's caught the eye. He made his debut off the bench in the 8-0 loss against Manchester City in the FA Cup and has since appeared twice as a replacement in League Two. I would love to know, have you been at Salford City your whole life, or is it one where you got released from a proper club and you're there now? And we need to clearly get some players for our academy. Chelsea are apparently reportedly set to rival Arsenal in the race to sign Boubacar Kamara this summer. I don't believe this, but Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea are all watching him. Obviously, he's done quite well, and this is why I don't believe it. Pardon me, because Villa, we keep hearing this, are preparing a historic contract offer to Kamara. How predictable is football? A player's doing well, a club wants to tie them down. All of a sudden, everybody's interested in them. Smoke and mirrors. And he's got 2 years left. And he's eager to play Champions League football next season. I mean, Villa are on course to potentially do that. Ollie Watkins to leave Aston Villa. We know we failed with a bid to bring him in. It seems like we've shifted towards Gyokeres. He's 29. And to be fair, I'm sure we like Watkins, but despite what was going on with the injuries, we were offered Watkins because of what Villa were trying to do with John Duran and Ollie Watkins and get rid of the older one. We didn't go and say, "Raw, we need a striker, let's bid." They presented it to us, which we found out about. So how far does that interest go? Apparently, Nico Williams has caused a stir with his purchase of a luxury villa in Marbella. Well, you getting to, you know what, Marbella, 200 odd grand a week, 22 years of age, you and your boys clean up season, cheat code. I've seen Stormzy do that in Malia. The Spanish wonder kid is one of Europe's most in-demand players after establishing himself as a La Liga star with Athletic, yada yada. We know he won the Euros. Football Transfers understands that Williams is one of Arsenal's priority targets, and the Gunners' sporting director, Andrea Berta, is in continuous contact with the players' reps. The 22-year-old has yet to make a final decision on his future, but Berta is trying to speed up the process as he wants to get Arsenal summer business done early. Despite still being undecided over his next move, Williams has now completed a purchase that could provide a hint as to where his future may lie. I guess so, but you got bread. And there might be a tax benefit. Obviously, Barcelona are still interested, as is Madrid. Again, I don't know the geography of Spain, but it'd be foolish to try to read too much into his purchase. Marbella is in the south of Spain and not remotely close to Barcelona or Madrid. Sources close to the player insist that this investment has nothing to do with his sporting career. So why make an article about it then? Okay. Victor Gyokeres has moved a step closer to joining Arsenal this summer after Man United pulled out of the race for the Sweden star. That's according to ESPN, who are reporting that United are now focusing on Liam Delap. Apparently, the report states United would rather not be involved in an expensive bidding war with Arsenal and others for Gyokeres. Delap will be much cheaper, he's younger, and he fits the ethos that Jim Radcliffe and the Ineos group are going to. Again, people, we've heard this before. Reports have said that the sporting striker has informed new Arsenal sporting director Berta that he will accept a move to the Emirates. Apparently, Berta played a decisive role in convincing Gyokeres to join Arsenal over other multiple top European clubs such as Man United, Barcelona, Chelsea, and Newcastle. Berta chose Gyokeres over other shortlisted strikers. Cunha wouldn't be interesting. Cunha's and not like listed as a striker there, and Benjamin Sesko impressing the Swede. A deal is set to be done with Sporting, so this transfer is by no means sealed and delivered, but things are looking good. We all know he's got 100 million euros asking price. 43 goals in 43 games is going to excite anybody. Barcelona are still being linked with Thomas Partey, who apparently is prioritizing the move to such. I don't know. You have played in Spain before. It's Barcelona. I'm not sure. But then it mentions Frankie de Jong's contract running out in 2026. Is it a transfer window with Frankie de Jong of Barcelona? Is it linked with a move away? And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it, but if I type in de Jong's name, I'm pretty sure he's been linked with a move to Man United. It just seems like that's the ones the journalists do. On the Sesko front, though, apparently we've been handed a boost in our pursuit of Sesko, people. Apparently, Sesko is keen to seal a move to Arsenal this summer, according to GMS sources. After he has given indications he's prepared to embark on a fresh challenge, having seen Leipzig drop out the Champions League qualification places during a difficult campaign in the Bundesliga. Gyökeres or Sesko? I know what the answer is going to be. The striker has a variable release clause written into his contract, which will fluctuate depending on the number of appearances, goals, and assists he tallies between now and the end of the season, meaning that the Gunners and other interested parties will have the opportunity to leave his current employers helpless when the transfer window reopens. GMS sources have been informed that Arsenal remained among Sesko's most likely destinations if he moves on to pastures new after entertaining the prospect of heading to England for the first time in his career, while there is an expectation that he'll be available for in the region of 60 million people. Although the North Londoners were disappointed to miss out on landing the Slovenian international less than 12 months ago when he opted to pen a new contract with Leipzig, despite the Gunners being ready to trigger his release clause, their interest has remained as plans are drawn up for next season. Sesko is becoming less likely to head to Man United or Chelsea in the summer, with the former going cold on the idea of signing him and the latter being more interested in Victor Osimhen and Liam Delap. But GMS sources have learned that Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa, Newcastle United and Liverpool are keeping tabs on his situation. Sesko apparently is on the radar of Berta with Isak, Lull and Gyökeres. Sources have been told that Arsenal have been expected to go into the summer as the front runners to recruit Sesko, and they're still entertaining the possibility of making a move, even though they admire Newcastle United's marksman Alexander Isak and Sporting fan favourite Victor Gyökeres. The 21-year-old, who has found the back of the net 19 times in all comps this season, has been described as unstoppable, and his willingness to head to the Premier League has resulted in it becoming increasingly likely that he'll not be on Leipzig's books by the time next term gets underway. Avenues for Sesko to leave his current surroundings may have already been opening up, and he is refusing to rule out quitting despite being proud of the amount of goals he has scored for a side which has fallen at a significant distance behind Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen. Apparently, Arsenal are preparing to open talks over the signing of Gyökeres, but identifying him as a lead target. But the former Red Bull Salzburg man remains on the radar, and he could still be handed the opportunity to test himself at the Emirates Stadium in the coming months. Allegedly, people. Is there anything here? What Sol Campbell said in relation to their game. Come on, Sol. Give us some optimism. What has he said? Said he's very confident that his old club would win. Oh, who's this? Burton. Yeah, big up Burton, but you don't play for Arsenal. Chelsea are no longer interested in signing Victor Osimhen. Should we go for that then? I don't know. Arsenal and Liverpool are set to be among the main clubs trying to sign at Crystal Palace's Eze this summer. I'm having him. Gyökeres has now scored more than he did last season, and he's doing it at a goal per game rate. That is never going to be sustainable in the Prem, but you've shown me you can do what I want. Barcelona, once again, allegedly have opened up talks with the camp of Nico Williams. You can see the leak kit again until it's officially confirmed. I don't know. What do we make of this, though? I think it looks all right, to be fair, if this is it. Oh, gosh, no. That's not a fan of all the A's. I think it could have just been plain. Didn't need to do that, but it will grow on me. Pause. So we'll have to see in that regard. So we see if there's any other Arsenal related info. What's this? Arsenal have been linked with Florian Wirtz. I mean, we should be interested in him, man. Graham Bailey has said that while City and Bayern are favourites, Arsenal on the fringes. I asked why the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea and Madrid weren't really in the conversation for Wirtz. I'm told they're on the fringes. If it becomes apparent that Wirtz is going to leave Leverkusen, Bayern and City are the favourites. But there's interest from elsewhere. I think it's one that Arsenal are keeping an eye on the situation. The chance to get a generational talent like that. Someone who Arsenal would look at and think he can play off the left, never say never. When a player like that becomes available, I wouldn't rule out the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea and Real Madrid challenging Manchester City and Bayern for him. Why wouldn't they? He really is a generational talent. He's up there with the Bellinghams and Gavis of this world. Don't forget Pedri. So if that does come to pass, let's see what happens with it. Okay, I'd love Wirtz, but I can't see it. What's this? Director Arsenal wanted before Berta, now likely to leave his club this summer. Luis Campos is set to leave PSG. Apparently, he's not going to sign a new deal there. He's unsure of a move to England. Chelsea are probably still going to be linked with him. What's this contract offer for Gyokeres? Everything's just Real Madrid dominated. What's Diaz said about us? What's Diaz said? I bet you did the Nike thing. We're Real Madrid. We're not worried about any player. I bet you did the Nike thing. You better said Saka. He refused to name an individual. I think they play as a team, to be honest. I will not name only one player. We need to be focused on what they do and expect everything from them because they play against Madrid and they know how we are in the champs and how focused we are here. All right, shut up, man. Arsenal are reportedly preparing to enter into advanced talks with Gyokeres. Yeah, we've heard this before. Like at this point, we need to just sign him. According to just Arsenal, I don't know for the credibility. It seems that although Chelsea United also are keen on Gyokeres, the most advanced interest comes from Arsenal. The North London Giants have been proactive in the pursuit of the 26-year-old and would apparently be ready to offer him a contract worth 9 to 10 million a year until 2030. So that's a 5-year deal, or maybe a 4 with an option of another. Do we really believe that? Signs suggest Gyokeres is seriously emerging as a top target since the appointment of Berta. Could it be risky spending big money on a player who's been prolific in Portugal but who lacks much else in the way of top-level experience? Gyokeres has never played in the Premier League before, with his previous experience in England coming in the Championship with Coventry, which is a difficult league to score goals and whatnot, so let's not be dumb. And the Seskos, the Osimhens, the Isaacs, as well as Gyokeres are still being linked. So, yeah, we'll probably be hard pushed to find information or links that are nothing to do with that kind of thing, man. Did you see Gyokeres' goal yesterday? Free kick. It's a Bandulu one, but it's a free kick nonetheless. Marcel still rattling people, I see. Just say it's ugly. It is ugly. It is ugly. But there's been kits that we've come out with that are ugly. I buy them, and I come to like them, man. Make sure you're following Aaron Talks Arsenal, man. He's a good guy. Makes good content. It's a mare kit, man, but I'm still going to get it. Wouldn't mind Sesko as a backup. Neither would I, but I can't see us signing Gyokeres, Sesko, Nico Williams /A left winger. Still having Kai Havertz. Still, for some point, at least a season at the very least, Gabriel Jesus. Still having unanswered questions about what is actually going to happen with a Trossard or a Fabio Vieira. Still need to obviously find 50-odd million if you do want Zubimendi. It's on brand with Arsenal to find keepers and left backs. I find it naive, but it would be nice, man. Man said Sesko R9, blasphemy. Smash the likes, hit the sub button, road to 70k. DJ has to get to the YouTube Mobile Awards, help push that. Where did this come from? Yeah, we have been linked with Harvey Higgins. Looks quite good. Bring him, man. I'm on that. Get them. Man said Gallus football, Arsenal in that order. The only problem with going all out in the first leg is the pace in the transition. If we lose the ball, we'll have White and Kivior that are rusty and don't want the game over in the first leg. Let's stink it out. You know what? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't against Madrid. That's the harsh reality. 3-1 Arsenal. I hope so. I hope so. That's a buyback clause for City on Morgan Rogers. It makes sense. Easily. Rogers is worth 75. Bro, English tax. He's actually good. Villa don't want to let him go. He's just been capped by the country. It doesn't make sense. 40-odd million. If I'm honest. I heard Williams wants to be the highest paid in our books. I mean, he's on 200-odd grand a week. Can you blame him? I've won the Euros. You've chased me for a number of years. Everybody wants me. I'd imagine if you spend the money you're going to spend, I'm probably going to be a more important player than Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. It's the same way if you're Gabriel Magalhaes on 100 grand a week. If you're Saka, Magalhaes, Saliba, you're going to be like, yo, I not only need bread, but on paper, there's a couple men that are probably more important than me. But we all know football's played with, it's watched with our eyes. Who the real important ones are. Barcelona is the biggest bluff in football. You tell them the price, they lose interest in a millisecond. I love you guys. Keep the positive energy. We will do, man. Marino reminds me of a prime Zidane. There must be a next Marino. Zurich away, I'm even mad. Marino scored 3 goals against Real Madrid, winning all 3 games. This game is his bread and butter. Man said, DJ, you snaking us today. Come join me on TalkSports channel, man. Drop a DJ in the chat. I'm already on the beers, just left Birmingham New Street on the way to Euston. Make sure you make the game, you know. Make sure you make the game. Lewis Skelly needs to figure out his body positioning. Defending with overconfidence when you don't have control of the situation is long. I want to say overconfident. At least there's no Mustafi or Socrates. Tini left back, Lewis Skelly centre mid, Nelly left wing that could cook. We're not going to see that today, though, man. We're not going to see those kind of things today. Gyokeres will join a club that he hasn't been linked with. Again, probably. Gakpo was United based on, and United didn't say it, but United based on the tabloids. He did end up in England, but where did he end up? This is why I always say what's said in the papers and what's going on in the real world of football are two different things. That's why I don't mind having a laugh and a chat and we speak about it and we hope it comes through where Arsenal concerned. But yeah, just saw some Madrid pagans near work. Let them enjoy. Should we play Timber centre back, White right back? I'd rather Timber in the wide areas, if I'm honest with you. I would, but Arteta's gonna have to be cute and clever. White is not. I'll be amazed if White plays 90 minutes or Kivior plays 90 minutes or no minutes if he's on the bench. Lewis Kelly the same. You are gonna have to bet on a Tierney and this one. You're gonna have to use the squad. You're gonna have to trust everything. Leaked by the guy who leaks every kit before each season and gets some spot on. It's definitely light years better than this season's kit. I don't know. This season's kit's quite cold. I must admit, this season, I quite like this season's home kit. And last year's, to be fair. But even the one before, so like Eddie and Nketiah's last season. What is it? Well, he technically would have wore the kit, I'm sure, because we were in the last day of the season. That one took a while for me to like. The away shirt we wore, I can't remember. We bring out so many kits, man. The green shirt, it was last season. Last season's green shirt, like the green weird kit when Martinelli scored against Sevilla. That took a while. Gyokeres knows the back of the net. And I can't lie, yeah. I'm not saying Gyokeres is going to be whether it's Arsenal or not, I'm not saying he's going to be the Premier League and score 40-odd goals, yeah. And I'm not saying there's not tactical concerns and fair questions, but I also feel there's too much overcomplication, pardon me, with football. At the end of the day, if you could score goals and you're a good striker, bro, put the ball in the box. And whatever people have to say, surely it becomes a bit redundant because for all the question marks about all of these players, if we sign them, bro, we've seen rightly or wrongly, Kai Havertz is scoring goals. Marino, 2 minutes is scoring goals. So you don't think a 26-year-old that's done it in the Championship, done it in Portugal, knows the next move, whether it's Newcastle, Arsenal, Man United, all the teams linked with him, it's important. Come on, man, you put the ball in the back of the net, bro. Just put the ball in the back of the net, fam. There are rumours that Arteta wants Sesko, Berta wants Gyokeres, and apparently Gyokeres' agent will be at the Emirates. Well, hey, they're going to have to come to a consensus. I wonder what happens if Berta prefers Gyokeres and Arteta prefers Sesko. Then everyone needs to sit down in their room and have a proper reasoning and say your reasons for and against, and we come to a consensus. Because it seems like the club are on the Sesko thing, because that's the one we've tried. Berta, you know what? Football's a funny game. How do we know Berta wants Gyokeres, or they're just running with it? Because he was linked with Atletico Madrid. Maybe Berta don't even know what striker he wants, but there's going to be something. But I think the club I like Sesko. I don't think he's the guy, and I think he can become good, but I like him. I just think the club, it makes sense. Release clause, young, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if he'll necessarily cause trouble for Kai Havertz, and you got 200 odd grand a week. Gyokeres, I thought initially his thing was paper talk. I'm happy to see that. Apparently, there's a bit more legs to it. Isak is probably the one we want, like everyone. Like if he became available, we'd try, but for a number of reasons, which we've got into, and we're not going to waste time. Unless a miracle happens, Isak is not happening. Appreciate you, call me. I don't care who we sign as long as it's Gyokeres. Pick up DG. I'm at the point I just want a striker, man. Mbappe will score a hat-trick against Arsenal. I hope not. To be honest, I see Arteta going defensively like City away last year. I think if Berta wants Gyokeres, Arteta would run with it. He's praised Gyokeres a few times, and I think he fits Arteta's profile for a striker. Arteta, I'll be real. I don't think you can be stingy. You need to take whatever striker you're given. New kit every season is a P-take, charging ridiculous prices. Not really, should be at least a new kit every 2 seasons. But this is football. Raise the ticket prices. Move the goalposts for season tickets and what games you qualify to go to as a season ticket. Because one thing I think is the biggest shed here is for a lot of clubs like Arsenal, you could be a season ticket holder, go for 38 Premier League games, go to all the cups, and let's just assume we got to the Champions League final, yeah? And you've been a season ticket holder for however long you want to say. You're still not quote-unquote guaranteed a ticket. But you will see all the fat cats that don't support Arsenal, all the celebrities, the TV rights holders, all of them guys in the footballing world, they don't even care. More times, some of these people don't even watch football, but it's a motive. They will get tickets. My point of saying that is, football fans were being fleeced. If we want to watch games, you need Amazon Prime. Well, you can do the Fire Stick, but you need several subscriptions to watch games. As you said rightly, new kits are coming out. And if you got kids, if you got a son and a daughter, you're gonna have to get them things. Obviously, ticket prices, the money around just buying stuff in stadiums, anyways. But it's a good little thing. I'll be honest. If I was Josh Kroenke, I think you've got a little, like, I hate to say it, but we've got to be honest. You've got a good money making thing beyond the obvious at Arsenal. It's all, you know, you walk into the kitchen, the what do you call it? The club stadium, the club shop, the music's playing, it's vibesy. And again, for someone that we've all worked retail jobs. The way one thing I learned when I used to work retail many years ago, probably like 18 or so, the way you position products, the way you lead a customer around the store and what they can see, the way you make them feel being inside, how difficult you actually make it for them to exit. Simply put, the longer you're there, the more you're going to spend peas. We bring out kits all the time. Football fans get fleeced, man. The world of football don't care about us, bro. They don't care about me or you or anything. Football is in many ways you make a lot of money, I guess, but in many ways it's a losing business. But you look in today's society, where job prospects are on the floor. There's concerns about pensions. The pound isn't as strong as it used to be. Inflation is going up. Things are getting more expensive. I'm sure if you got kids, it's nursery and uniform and bills and all of these kind of things. People are still gonna go to games. They're still gonna the season ticket and these kind of things. This is the last thing people are gonna give up because of what football means to us. You think these fat cats that run football don't know this? Boy, only 74 likes. What are we doing here, people? The rent is due. Bailiffs at the door. Big up yourself, man. But yeah, kits every season. And I think it should be a every 2 season thing. But they're not going to do it, in it, because you got to remember, it's a fashion statement. Football is a lifestyle thing. Like, there's people that will wear Arsenal stuff all day, every day. Like, I like a lot of the clobber that comes out. But you look at the prices, it's a bit mad. And there's also a lot of stuff that Arsenal come out with. If it never had the Arsenal badge, you could wear it on a casual day, but it's not going anywhere, man. It ain't going anywhere, and it's not going to stop, man. What's the 100-1 game plan for us winning today? Just hope we can do this. DG, don't let them attempt to get you with the double high press on TalkSport channel. You're in a Santiam maneuver that I've been comfy every time. Oh gosh. I've been comfy every time I've gone on there, man. It'd be cool. I just would like to win or not lose. If I'm honest. Literally everything you just said describes me, DG. Aaron, they get a big up Aaron Talks Arsenal. Make sure you're following, but you get it. And they're not going to stop because we love our club. Football's already illogical. It's already illogical. We say we don't care about Arsenal. Well, when it's not even just Arsenal, when your team lose, I can't watch these lot. I don't care and blah, blah, blah. If you're a content creator like some of us, spend all day waffling. For some of you that are like consumers, you say you don't care. You might give up for a day, but you're gonna consume all the YouTube content. You're gonna watch all the Sky Sports. You're gonna spend off you, like, if we lost today, God forbid, you're gonna sit there and think if and that happened and this happened and that. It's already illogical. Love is already illogical, and loving football is, because this is the one thing. God forbid, unless there's a madness, always gonna be Arsenal fans until the day we die. Some of you are going to get in relationships, lose relationships, go through puberty, go through life, see everybody die, unfortunately. But your one football club is the one constant change. Obviously, it's changed slightly. Like in my 29 years, it's gone from hybrid to the Emirates, and for a bunch of reasons. The Arsenal we are now to what we was, and the way the goalposts are being moved is crazy. 2 young kids, season ticket, mortgage bills out the years. Exactly. And you're not giving up the season ticket. And the maddest thing is, if you give up that season ticket, there's thousands of people ready to finesse that. Our man said, knocking things over, you're even bad. And whiskey's horrible, but I'll never drink that. We love waffles. As much as Mikel, Pulis, and the team annoy me at times, I never say I don't care. I'd be capping. Yeah, same. Sometimes, I need to take a break, but then the next day, like if we lose, and like not just necessarily today, but you lose a game and we scream, we shout. When you get to that acceptance stage, like, okay, it's done now, isn't it? Like, it's done. We're back here the next day. Like, it's football, man. And, bro, the last 20 odd years at Arsenal, like, even now, like, I'm not saying anyone's right or wrong, but if you own Arsenal Football Club, there's people that are very harsh on you, people that will cap a lot for you, people that love the manager overly, people that hate the manager overly. there's very few things that unite one thing, and there's all ifs and buts. And to be honest, we have had some toxic stages. Of this Emirates era, one of the lowest moments was that Xhaka thing, just because it was a fucking pantomime. Like, I'm not here for whether the fans were right, Xhaka was right. I think everybody's wrong. I personally, being at the Emirates, I found it a bit weird. People are saying fuck off to Xhaka. Xhaka says fuck off back, and literally people are surprised. Like, he's a grown man at the end of the day. You can't be rude to someone. He doesn't, just because he plays for the football club doesn't mean you can talk some sort of way. I'm sure if you ask Xhaka, he wouldn't have liked to react, but I understand the man's human. He's, whether you like Xhaka or not, or liked him, like, clearly you can never say that man never cared. And obviously, as a professional footballer, you want to care. So it probably got too much, but that was the lowest. That was a pantomime. I've said it before, definitely. That was lower than a lot of the poor results I've seen, man, if I'm honest with you. But it is what it is, man. We're just going to have to move. Just hope we can do it today, man. Just give us some optimism, man. But yeah, that kit is horrible, man. It's not horrible. Horrible's acting. It's not horrible. I just think the A's all around kills it. But it's one thing looking at it online. It's another thing seeing it up close and personal, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, man. But on that note, though, I don't want to bore you lot. It's far too nice of a day for you lot to listen to me. Obviously, I'm back at 11:15 p.m. So hopefully we've got something to cheer about. If not, it is what it is. I appreciate you lot being tuned in. If you haven't subscribed or smashed the like button, make sure you're doing such. Most importantly, take care of yourselves, stay blessed, and stay safe. Peace.
Always